Now, okay, so you were definitely a Scorpio through and through. But you are also, what makes you so rebellious is you have strong Aries as well. And your chart now comes from that 9. You're born on the 9th, so 9 represents Scorpio and Aries. Some people are more tapped into it than the Aries, than the Scorpio, sometimes the other way around. Looks like in your case, it seems like you're really strong to that Aries energy, which can also be very, very protective, very aggressive, very goal-oriented, right? Now, you're very, okay, now here's the other thing too, you're very sensitive, very emotional. That comes out as anger a lot of times. And that's that Aries energy trying to like protect that soft heart of yours, okay? You definitely, you're and it's also because of your strong Scorpio energy. That's why whenever either you act one of two ways. Either you want to totally shut down and not talk to anybody and like be completely by yourself, and you need like time, which could take like hours, a day, a couple of days, who knows how long it'll take, right? But that's how you heal. That's how you get yourself together. That's how you reset. You gotta like reset yourself at times. On the other side, though, otherwise, if you don't get that chance to reset, then you'll just kind of like blow up on somebody. That's how you'll do. Now, even though you have the ability to blow up on someone else, you do not like being yelled at yourself. It actually makes you feel very uneasy. Now, some of you good. Let's see. Even though you're rebellious, you actually do like systems. You like to set things up, and that's how you actually. That's how you perfect things, by creating like systems on how to do certain tasks. Now you are a very giving person, and you're very into you're a very giving person. You're meant to be a very giving person, especially in the spiritual world. You're meant to master the arts of spirituality. We're talking about meditations. We're talking about like astral traveling. We're talking about psychic ability. We're talking about all these type of things, right? These are things that you're meant to try to master. Okay. You are also your life path is a 1, which is like that Leo energy, which is that sun energy, that leadership. That So when you put these two together. Actually, like the Leo sun kind of represents, you can think about like God, right? And then you think about the Pisces energy, which is what you're meant to master. You think of like Jesus, right? The 2 fish. So you hold both those energies together. So in a sense, you're meant to lead people spiritually, right? And do a lot of healing and giving to other people, right? But it is going to pull a lot from you. It's going to drain you a lot. You are very sensitive to the dark world as well. You are very sensitive to dark energies. Meaning you can sense them. That's why you have very vivid dreams. You have very, very vivid dreams. Very dark dreams sometimes. You see very dark figures, things like that. You see the light side as well, though. You also predict things. You also you manifest things that you think about. You focus on all these things, right? So you have a lot of powers that go along with your birthday. So it's going to be very important for you to know how to like cleanse yourself, cleanse your chakras, cleanse your energies, get energies off of you. Do you pray? You got to learn how to pray. There's certain ways that you should pray. You should pray every morning, every night, especially the more and more you get into the spiritual world. If you're already doing like tarot card readings, then you need to already start, working on praying. Okay, yeah, very strong Leo energy. So that's why you're so independent, very, very independent person. Very independent, and you also kind of you have this vibe that you actually feel like you should be put on a pedestal, and that's just who you are. The best way to do that is to put yourself on that pedestal. And people are gonna put you on that pedestal anyway as well. You're always going to attract people. The older that you get, you're going to attract more and more people. People are going to ask you for a lot of advice. They're going to vent to you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to compliment you, all these things. What you have to do, be careful though, is that you're going to attract a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy. You're going to, even though a lot of people want to like you, and you are very good at networking with people and talking to people inside, and you have the strong Virgo energy, so you're very good at, you can look at somebody and like you can just read them off the back, like you can like talk all kinds of things just by looking at them right away. Like your energy is gonna be very, very powerful. You're gonna be a very, very powerful person, but you gotta be careful because your energy is so sensitive. You get drained very easily. You get tired very easily. You get into anxiety very easily when you're in spaces like whether it's at school, in a lunchroom, whether it's at a Walmart, in a grocery store. All those energies, they overwhelm you at times, right? So it's going to be very necessary for you to wear like certain stones to protect you, certain oils like frankincense oil, cedarwood oil, stones like protection stones like tourmaline, like black tourmaline or black obsidian. Stones for your emotions, because you're also actually very emotional, and also you get to dark places, so you're very prone to like depression and anxiety. So it's very important for you to wear like stones like Amazonite, or at least have it in your room, like Amazonite, rose quartz, things for your heart, for your anxiety, tiger's eye for like depression and focusing and stabilizing your emotions. Your healing energy is going to be going outside, traveling, being out in the open. That's being next to plants. That's where you get your energy. That's where you get your healing back from. Freedom, right? So, like working a regular job, it's just not going to be for you. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So you should start building your brand right now at age 14, right? Or going to be 14. You start building your brand right now. I will start doing that right now. So by the time you hit 18, you already have a following, and you won't have to work for somebody else, because you're just not going to do very well in that space. It's actually going to depress you if you had to work for somebody else. At least if it was like a regular 9-to-5 type job. You got to be in the spiritual world. That's what you need to do. You have to be very careful as well. You have very high sexual energy. Not that you're a sexual person per se, but you have a high sexual energy, meaning that especially older men will always be attracted to you, even now, right? Especially starting about now. So you have to be very mindful about that. Very careful about where she goes. You definitely don't want to be alone. Even though you will protect yourself, you will protect yourself, but at the same time, you just don't want to be putting yourself in a bad situation. You will also attract individuals that will try to manipulate you and use you as well, so be careful of that. Which is why you need to actually hone in on your powers, because you do it. Like, you can read people's minds. Like, sometimes you can pick it up, so you just got to really like start honing in on these things and trust your intuition. Like I said, you can, like, as soon as you see somebody, you just already know what they're about. So just pay attention to it, and like don't second guess it so much. Don't worry about people saying, well, you're judgmental, you're this, that. No, just judge away, okay? Because your judgment is pretty right anyway. You should also get into things like numerology, astrology. You would do very well in that. Your career should, or your business model should be based off that as well, doing like numerology and like zodiacs and astrology, things like that. Also, you can combine like fashion with the crystals, with the colors, because you're very into fashion as well. So that's something that you can mold into your business plan. So getting deeper into what colors mean, how they affect the person, getting into what each day represents different colors, numbers represent different colors. So I'm wearing this because of the day. It's the 28th, and it's a 1. 2 + 8 = 1. So that's like a Leo energy. So I'm wearing Leo type of colors today. I could have wore blue or But yellow also works, so I can wear blue because it also adds up to a 7 today. Because today is a Friday, so Friday represents the number 6. 6 represents Venus. Venus represents Libra and Taurus, right? So trying to understand all of these different, how all the days work together, that's going to work very, very, very well for you. I would start with this I would just start getting a book called Numbers in You by Lloyd Strayhorn. That would be the book for you. That'll give you a majority of what you need to know, and then you can build off of that. And then your name itself, Morgan, is trying to pull you towards that Aquarius energy, that freedom energy, that energy that brings you the most healing. Okay. That Aquarius energy is also about information and data. All right, so it's also trying to pull you towards the more information and data that you get about spirituality, about true black history, about I'm talking about, when I say true black history, I'm talking about going like into Egypt, that type of stuff, or going into like African practices like Ifa and Yoruba, stuff like that. That's going to bring you to more freedom and healing that you're looking for. And eventually, you should get into how to do like rituals and different type of magic work and stuff like that. Okay. And you should be definitely at some point, maybe when you're older. But right now, you can start doing videos right now, because speaking is something that you're very good at. You're very good at articulating, and you like to be in the limelight anyway, so it works out very well for you. But eventually, though, as you get older, like, you know, when you become an adult, then you can start traveling and doing like events and stuff like that as well. And that is your birthday analysis.
That's what speak of facts.
Your whole spirit.
There it is.
It's your whole spirit right there. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take this.
Baby spirit today. Oh, this is gonna be good. Thank you so much. Oh, you read the baby spirit today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm like.